and girls, we're taking a look at warm-up number 14. You had that 6 in 100,000ths place, so it should have been 600 million. When you were comparing each one of your answer choices, you should have noticed whether or not they had the same or different amount of digits, and then went back and checked each sign to see if they were correct. If you marked them out if they were the same and circled them if they were different and then checked their sign, the only correct one there was this one here, because 600 is greater than 300. You should have had C as your answer. Now your answer choices for this problem here about rounding, you had 346,123. Well, we know that that's too much, because if we rounded to the nearest thousand, it would round to 346,000. So you should be able to eliminate that choice. The next one, if we look at the thousands place and we look next door, 9 is going to tell 5 to go up to a 6. So again, that would be 346,000, not 345,000. Answer choice C, again, next door, 5 or more tells us to raise the score. So 5 would go up to a 6. Still not 345,000. But the very last one, if we look next door, that number, our next door neighbor, is less than 4, which would tell us to leave this thousand place here the same. So you should have had the last answer, answer choice D, as your answer. For the next question, it says which equation is correct, and you should have multiplied each one to see if they were, and they had the correct product. 12 times 3 is not 56 if you're counting by 12s. 12, 24. The next multiple is not 56. B, 5 times 8, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 8 fives is 40. And C, counting by 6s, 6, 12, 18, 24. 6 times 4 is 24. 2 times 11, if you're counting by 2s, 2 11s, 11 and 11 make 22. So that was not the correct product. You should have had C as your answer. How is this number written in words? Well, that 6 is in the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 millions place. So you should have chosen 600 million. And then to find the difference between those two numbers, you should have subtracted. So let's take a look at how we should have worked that out. You may have had to borrow, especially since we have zeros. So I cannot take 5 away from 1. So I'm going to have to go next door and borrow. Well, I can't borrow next door either because it's still 0. So I'm going to keep borrowing. Well, that's not going to work either because in the hundreds place we have a 0. So we're going to go all the way over here to the thousands place and make this a 7, which is now going to turn each value as we add a 10. Plus 1 would be 10, but I'm going to have to subtract from this one, take 1 away, add 10 to the next place value, borrow again, make that a 9, and add 1 to the next place value. Now I have 10 minus 5, which is 5, 9 minus 2, which is 7, 9 minus 3, which is 6. Bring that comma down to separate your period of numbers. I cannot take 9 away from 7, so again, I'm going to have to go next door and borrow from the 5, make it a 4, and add a 1 to the next place value. So I'm adding 10 to that 7. So 10 plus 7 is 17 minus 9, which is 8. Again, I cannot take 6 away from 4, so I'm going to go over here to the 100,000ths place, borrow 1, and add a 10 back over here. So 10 plus that 4, 10,000 makes 14 minus 6, which is 8. And then I have 1 minus nothing in this 100,000ths place is 188,675.